Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to After Hours Gaming League Season 3, week number 6 that requires 2 hands to spell out with hands. And we're going to be going into match number 3 of Ernst & Young versus IBM. It's a very heated match. Ernst & Young needs to take this series in order to stay in the playoffs, or else they'll have to fight for the wild card. So their chances are very slim, and this is a very important match for them, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be Howling Peaks next. Howling Peaks, my favorite Heart of the Swarm map, aside from Cloud Kingdom, of course, which is Wings of Liberty style. But before any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and go into the game. Of course, I am Dr. Zealot, and thank you for joining me here in the After Hours Gaming League. It's so good to have you here with me. Now, of course, the voting for the different casters is coming up, so if you're watching this cast and you love it, you love Howling Peaks, and you love me as much as I love Howling Peaks, then please go vote for me in the casting competition, and I will give you many internets, many StarCrafts, and much, much love. Now, before we go too much further into this game, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and introduce the players. Up here in the top right-hand corner, as the very cute and handsome at the same time, a Blue Zerg, representing Team IBM, it is Shusaku. And down here, in the bottom left-hand corner, as the Steely Terran, representing Team Ernst & Young, he is the Red Terran, Ilini. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is Howling Peaks, one of my favorite maps here in Heart of the Swarm. And my favorite map here in Heart of the Swarm just because there are so many avenues for attack. If you take a look here at the main and the natural, you'll notice that it is quite familiar. It looks a lot like, you know, your typical natural and main. But very quickly you see that there are 2 paths coming in here in the natural, so 2 paths for attack to the natural. If you go down here to the third, it's quite a long trip down here to the third. And there are many attack paths here. So there is a collapsible rock tower here, and there are destructible rocks here. So this third, even though it's very wide open, can be defended with the rocks for a time, and it's very, very far away from the natural, which means that Zergs typically like to take this as their third, whereas Terrans typically like to take this as their third. So there's a very interesting sort of race difference on this map. Some would say race imbalance, but the Zerg could just as easily take this if they really wanted. The difference is here, you're expanding maybe a little closer to the middle of the map, close to your opponent, that sort of thing. Of course, it is mirrored, but there's just so many different attack paths and so much sneaky stuff that can happen on this map. So I really love 2-base play on this map. It's very interesting. But if the 2-base play doesn't work out for you, it can go to a very long macro game as well. Reminds me very much of you know, Ohana style, where there's a lot of different ways to attack into your opponent, to attack at the third, attack at the natural, that sort of thing. And it can go to a very long macro game if you play it right. Both players playing standard here. It is going to be a hatch first for Shizaku. And it is going to be a very standard opening here for Ilini. Now, Ilini, very interesting bunker location here. Now, this is just to prevent the bunker from getting busted from some sort of Baneling rush or something like that. And also, the interesting thing here is it also keeps the ramp very safe, right? So he can't move something up the ramp and start attacking here. Very, very safe with this. It also keeps the mineral line very safe at the same time. So an interesting position here from the bunker, especially throwing the supply depot down in front of it will keep it even safer. So a nice kind of leapfrog expansion here by Ilini. I like this. Now, watchtowers as ever, very, very important, and our Zerg player has all the vision in the world. He knows exactly what's going on the map, as you should as a Zerg player at this point in the game. Now, a very important timing in Heart of the Swarm that was not there in Wings of Liberty is that 7-minute and 30-second mark, and that is when you'll see a Protoss player that is going for reactored Hellions actually go for Hellbat drops. Now, we are not seeing that from Eleni. It's not going to hit in time. Eleni is going for 3 racks instead of Hellbat drops. But if he was going for Hellbat drops, you'd see the extra starport going ahead and going down, and then you'd see the armory immediately after that. And that tends to hit about the 7-minute and 30-second mark. And the very dangerous thing about that is that the Zerg, unless they see it coming, will not have roaches out in time. Now, metabolic boost going down here for our Zerg player. And the hatchery is going to go ahead and morph into a layer, so we're going to see roaches a little later. So even if the Hellbat drop at this point comes later, if he goes ahead and drops down the armory, like now, then he could still do a ton of damage, but that's not going to be the case. He's going to go ahead and take out the Soap Lord. Actually, a nice sniper on our sword that is going to supply block our Zerg player. And he's just going to try to take control of the map with these Hellions, as you've seen many, many times in Wings of Liberty. Of course, these Hellions just going to hang out on the map, try to destroy any extra Zerglings hanging out, try to kill off these creep tumors. If he was being active with these Hellions, what you want to do is kind of dance the Hellions right around the edge of the creep, make sure there's no creep tumors going down, and that sort of thing as well. Remember, extra Hellions coming out on the map, and I don't know, is he going to keep making Hellions? Yes, he is, and that spells to me that he wants to use Hellbats at some point. Is that an armory? Yes, it is. So it is going to be Hellbats. They're going to be quite late, and I think the Roach Horn will probably be up before then. Actually, roaches. Who cares about roaches? There's going to be Mutalisks out in the map, ladies and gentlemen. That's a hard counter if I ever saw one. This is actually going to be really, really bad for our Terran player. He does not have a ton of units that can kill that stuff on the map. Only 6 Marines that can shoot up. If that's your entire anti-air, man, oh man, this is actually going to be really bad. That Spire is going to finish just momentarily. Taking a quick look at the larva. Only 3 larvae there on the map, so he's not going to be able to make a ton of Mutalisks right away. But he will... Oh, here we go. Here we go. Are the Mutalisks in production? Yes, there are 5 Mutalisks in production right now. And the attack from Eleni, though, is coming in right now while the Mutalisks are going to pop out. This might not work out too well for Eleni. He might be able to kill some creep, but he's going to have to get out of here before those Mutalisks get too far in the fray. He's going to be able to kill some of those Zerglings. But the Zerg player, he only needs to delay. And here we go. Now the Mutalisks are out, and there's no going back from this. He's going to have to retreat. The Terran player, he should know about this, man. The Mutalisks are here, and the Mutalisks can just single-handedly take this out. Terran's going to try to get as much bang for his buck, though, and some huge Baneling hits, actually. Not doing too much damage to the Marauders, but he's going to clean this up, man. He's going to have so many Mutalisks on the map. And this didn't really work out too great for our Terran player. He was able to clean up some of the creep, kill some Zerglings and whatnot. Those are just minerals, man. It's the Mutalisks that matter. 3 more Mutalisks are going to pop out right now. And look at this, the creep highway is already building back up. And that is the amazing thing about this map, is that you can attack when and wherever you want. The 3rd is already up for a Zerg player, and then this Mutalisk harass is going to be devastating. Our Zerg player, he does have some Marines out on the map. He does recognize the Mutalisk threat. He's going back into Marine production. Now, what would be really interesting right now would be sort of a dual Hellbat and Marine drop. The Marines could handle any sort of Mutalisk shenanigans, and the Hellbats could just clean up on drones and Zerglings, of course, in the meantime. Mutalisks are just going to hang out while they regenerate. Of course, Mutalisks, part of the swarm, do have this tissue regeneration ability, which allows them to regenerate that health much, much quicker than normal Zerg units. Now the Terran is going for the 3rd right now, and with all of these Mutalisks out on the map, oh my gosh, the Zerg player has no idea. He's going to poke into here, see if we can get anything done. He sees the Marines. He's says no. Is he going to go for the third? There are not that many Marines here. He could really go for this third right now. Not really getting much done with these Mutalisks right now, but our Zerg player, he really could poke in here and, you know, kill off maybe some supply depots, keep the multitasking of our Terran player in check. And in fact, oh, look at that. Is he going to go check on the natural? Yes, he is. There he goes. He is going to see the Vikings. The Terran player is going to react and get himself some damage on those Mutalisks for free. Now, there are a large number of Banelings actually in production right now. Where are those Banelings? There they go. They have Baneling speed. This could be the attack that the Zerg was waiting for. Meanwhile, he was just getting this creep straight to the front door of the Terran. I believe that's exactly what he was waiting for. He wants those reinforcements to be absolutely devastating. And this is going to be it. Here it goes, ladies and gentlemen. A huge number of Banelings moving in, just crushing everything. Those Mutalisks moving along with the Banelings, leading up after them. They're going to kill this missile turret and just clean up absolutely everything. Everything's going to die here, ladies and gentlemen. This is really bad news for our Terran. And man, nothing can shoot up here. This missile turret can, but that's only doing a little bit of damage. The Mutalisk just did way too much damage. Yeah, these Widow Mines are actually a nice reaction here from a Terran player. There's no detection here on the map from our Zerg player, so that's a nice little reaction, but I'm not sure if those can hold against this giant number of Banelings. Taking a quick look at the unit tab. 10 Banelings and more are about to pop out, ladies and gentlemen. And that is 25 Banelings, ladies and gentlemen, on the map. These are going to just move and destroy absolutely everything. Our Zerg player crushing our Terran player right now. And Eleni from Ernst & Young is going to have to tap out here any second now. The fourth is already up from our Zerg player. The Queen's moving in. Nice transfuses with those Queens. The creep is at his front door. There's not much that Eleni can do unless he gets these Marines can kill absolutely every single one of those. And I think that was a Manor Overlord. And Shuzaku saying, guess what? Just like my teammate Zai, I love Banelings. I'm going to make 1 trillion Banelings. I'm going to make 1 trillion Mutalisks. And I'm just going to crush you. He's going to keep attacking this third over and over again. Let's take a quick look at the unit. The workers killed 10 workers killed. Right? But a huge number of units killed. The Banelings are going to just destroy everything, ladies and gentlemen. And that is, wow, GG. Ladies and gentlemen, we had an exciting game number 3 right there. Shuzaku showing why IBM Zerg is so strong, even against the Hellbats, the potential Hellbats there. He kept Eleni just on his guard the entire time, and Eleni just simply wasn't able to get any damage done. And because of that, the creep spread from Shuzaku was able to provide him with such a quick attack that he was able to reinforce very, very quickly and destroy his opponent. Now, we're going to go into game number 4, ladies and gentlemen, and Ernst & Young is going to have to win 2 games in a row to take this series. We'll see what they do when we come